So we were just discussing our vlog. Not that we were planning it in any kind of way, which I would have preferred maybe.
Oh, and by the way, I'm not wearing my nightie, as Angus said.
You can't wear that. Can't wear a nightie.
It's a summer dress.
All right, it's a summer dress. It's very becoming. I thought it was a nightie for some reason. Anyway, so Rohini says, I feel like I'm beginning to witness an old pattern, whatever that means.
No, I didn't. I said that I was witnessing your process.
Okay, well, it's the same thing, isn't it?
I don't know, maybe it is.
I wasn't processing at the time. I was displaying an old pattern.
That's true.
Yes. So
Well-
what does that mean?
I was saying that you have a tendency in the past, oh, the dog's making a lot of noise. You have a tendency in the past
To hate poodles?
No, that's current.
Okay.
You have a tendency in the past to get really perfectionistic about things.
Right.
And to want things to be just right before you'll put it out there.
Yes.
And I was thinking that that's how you're getting with the vlog.
Yeah, I guess what's interesting, because I feel like we have spoken about this very issue before in this format on these vlogs. But I think what's happened is that I went through a phase of being completely resistant to doing them and not wanting to do them at all. And then I got to a point where I was actually okay doing them. Can you hear the dog wheezing in the background?
It's a bird.
It's a dog. And then I got to a point where I was okay doing them, and then we actually got to a point where I think I actually quite like doing them. Now that I've moved into that realm of actually quite like doing it, I think that old trait has reared its ugly head. Like I feel like I have to do something worthwhile. I feel like I have to entertain people. And that kind of defeats the whole object of doing them in terms of this understanding and being spontaneous and being fresh. I'm now seeing my ego rearing its ugly head, and it's and I can see how in the past that has held me back in terms of my career as a photographer, not wanting to show my portfolio until it was perfect, and just wasting away all those days learning Photoshop as an excuse to actually not go out and show my portfolio because I felt like it wasn't good enough. And the best thing I could have done was just to get out there and connect and communicate with people. And so I can see how this might be an old pattern that you are referring to.
And I think that the benefit of just putting stuff out there, it's like nothing's ever going to be perfect. And we can't know what is going to be helpful to other people. So we just do our best and we learn as we go along. And it's like then we're in the game basically.
Yeah, and also we have the opportunity to get feedback. I don't know that I don't know if I'm inviting the opportunity to get lots of constructive feedback, or dare I say even negative feedback. But I think that by virtue of the fact that we put ourselves out there and we go out and connect with people, we give ourselves the opportunity to learn by our mistakes maybe, or we learn how to improve, or just by connecting with people, we open ourselves up to opportunity. And I can see how I've had a tendency just to want to hold back for fear of what people think, always for fear of what people would think. And that I have these really grandiose expectations that my ego can get its teeth into. And that has just not served me at all.
And then it has make this process become difficult.
Yes, at times.
Well, it's like there's more expectation on it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
It's like attachment to
yeah.
it having to turn out a certain way when really we can't know how it's going to turn out. We can't know where it's going to go. We just, find out as we go along.
Exactly. So yeah, expectation is really superfluous to my needs.
Well, it reminds me of the movie we saw this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we went, what was the name of the movie?
Dunkirk.
We went to see Dunkirk. So going to see war movies is not my favorite thing to do. But Angus, really wanted to see it, and I really wanted to be with him. So we went and saw it together. And I went and had no expectations about this movie, and actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just knew it was going to be a war movie, knew it wasn't my favorite, and just enjoyed the movie for what it was. And then when we left, Angus said, "Oh, I really didn't like it." And I was so surprised because you really wanted to see it.
I don't know that I really didn't like it. I think that I was disappointed, and I had high expectations, and I guess I'd read a couple of reviews. And then I actually saw something on Facebook that someone had posted about how the modern architecture was incongruent with the time period that the film was set in. And then I think the first scene on the beach with the French Riviera looking so modern to the extent I could even see the double glazing, just kind of set a precedent for me for the movie. And then I started finding myself getting into a mindset of wanting to pick holes in it. So I was disappointed. I think that there were definitely moments when I felt a little bit bored, and there wasn't really any character development, so to speak. But it was as a historical document interesting, and this guy's obviously a master of building up tension. But I even found that cliche too. So I guess I didn't really like it very much.
But
not 2 thumbs up from me.
Not 2 thumbs up. And I mean, I enjoyed it because I didn't have any expectation. I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting how we do that. Yeah. Have you said your piece?
Yes.
I have too.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.